Hello, everybody. Good evening and welcome to Newness family. And everybody, a happy new year. And very warm welcome to our online viewers. And happy new year to you as well. Today's topic, and very interesting topic, and it is a happy closure and a new year. And for that, we have our speaker Shantanu Mandal with us today. Shantanu is youth representative of Brahma Kumaris to the UNEP and UNFCCC. He holds a bachelor degree in fashion design and also in fine art, and is active in environmental services since 2015. So very interesting speaker. So not much taking of your time, and is over to Shantanu. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kepal Bhai. Good evening, everyone, and a very happy new year. And also, everyone who's watching, warm greetings from Inner Space Family. Some of the faces I know I have met before. I think you I have seen, and also you, and also the angel sitting at the end. Yes, but also I have probably uh, seen you and envisioned you all for coming here. So imagine a day you just woke up and you know you'll have to finish your day, let's say by 7 in the evening, for some 9 in the evening. Do you design your day before you start? And sometimes even if we design, it's not necessary it will be going the way we have designed, but it's always interesting to start the day with designing the day. Why? Because at least that much is in my control. At least to design it is in my control. Now whatever happens will include a lot of parameters that might be coming from outside. But at least from inside, there is an input, a willingness to design the day the way I want it to be. Whether I am following my design is a separate thing. Whether I am able to finish my design is another thing. But at least to design is something that is in my hands. So when I was designing this evening, I was designing it with each one of you personally talking to me. Even if you are sitting here and even if you're watching it online, you can write it in the chat box, and I'm sure Nidhi and Kapil would help me in getting to know what you're writing. But take this time as an individual time between me and you. And for just for the moment, forget that we are a group of people sitting. And so we'll begin this exercise. It's not like a talk, it's more like a discussion. So we'll begin this exercise with a reflection. Let us go into a reflection of our year 2022. And you can start it back, or you can start it from January 2022, however you like. And try to start scrolling the folders of your year 2022. And as you are scrolling these folders, you can see the thumbnails of these folders. Very different, sometimes quite similar. Some folders are more interesting than the others, and some folders are not so much interesting. Now choose a folder that is taking your attention more. It is pulling you more and more than the other folders. Open it and see why is it pulling you so much. And now that you have opened it, try to figure out at least 3 things that empower you. from this particular folder. It could be any three things. And now let's come out of the folder, and let's now move into watching the folders again. Pick another folder, open it, observe it. There could be incidents, there could be people, there could be conversations, there could be places. Now, pick one thing from this folder that empowers you. Now let's come back from the reflection. So you all have notepads and pen, and people who are watching online can write it on the chat box. So write the three things that empowers you, and then the one thing that you picked again. So 3 plus 1. The three things that empowers you from one of the folders, and then one thing that empowers you from the next folder. And I'll do it here for you to So the three things, you write it in a triangle like this. The three things that empowers you. It could be a person, it could be a story, an incident, it could be a word, a conversation, anything that empowered you. It could be a visit to a place. It could be anything that empowered you. So these are the three things that from one particular folder. It could be of one day, it could be of a month, it could be of just one incident. And then place the one thing that you put, you went again into another folder, you place it here in the middle. And because these are the things that empowers us, when we share, it also empowers others. There is an empowerment in the act of sharing. And so, if anyone would like to volunteer to share, yes, please. First, you share the triangle, the three things that impacts and empowers you.
I was so insular over COVID. So after COVID, I decided to open up and work with people that I knew were difficult. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Hello. So I'm a musician. So during COVID, I became quite isolated and only worked on my own. But I decided to, when people asked to work with me, I worked with them, knowing that they were quite difficult. And I think that in itself was empowering because I decided to, with this one particular person, I decided to work with him, even though he was difficult, because I knew that he was brilliant, and that was empowering. Just me deciding, but also managing it and it being okay. And when he has a tantrum, it's okay because I know that he's hurt, and I get that. So that was one of the points of my triangle of one of these folders, working with this group of musicians. Do you want the other two?
Yeah, yeah.
So the other two was holding my own in a group with regard to my own input, which is a bit egoic, but I just needed to. That was empowering. So saying no to certain things and yes to certain things in a group situation, which you don't have to do if you work on your own. And then the third thing was playing. I play in a lot of restaurants with people to their back, with their backs to me, talking, and it's quite difficult for me because I'm quite a big personality, and I don't like being ignored. So, but in joining this group, one of the benefits I got from it was the fact that I was actually singing to people who were looking in my direction. So it was much more of a concert environment rather than a background environment. So those are the three things I got from this folder that I found to be empowering in different ways.
And what was the one thing that you found from another folder?
Right. Well, when you first went through the folders, there was one folder that I didn't think about because, as someone once said, teeth can't bite themselves. And in that same spirit, one of the main things was coming here. And of course, I didn't think about that because I was here. So, but then when you went round for a second time, I thought, oh no, I can put this in now because I thought of it. So one of my beautiful folders of 2022 was coming back here to Wembley and in a space and meeting the people and, doing something that I'd actually wanted to do for a long time. That's it, really. Oh, I put Raj Yoga lessons.
Perfect.
Yeah, okay, so that's me.
Thank you so much
No
for
worries.
sharing with everyone. Can we clap?
Yeah.
Yes. So the idea about this activity is when we sit to start recognize what is good, we might come up with a lot of things. And then we sometimes feel, oh, there's so much of good, and we simply finish our activity right there. But what about doing an extra bit? So what about going to another folder and not doing the same amount of work, but just to figure out one thing so that the continuity is still there, to keep recognizing what I have gained. Sometimes things that we have received, we do not pay enough recognition to it. So a happy closure is a closure of gratitude. Just start thinking about, let's take this example of most of the time someone is offering their art to people who are not watching it. It's like in the background. But the moment they start recognizing that art, there's an amount of gratitude that comes out. We in our everyday life are considerably more dissatisfied than satisfied because of the environment that we live in, the kind of marketing that we watch and view and hear. Everything is trying to tell you that you need to buy this, you need to get this, you should be going there. Wherever you are living is not the right place. There is a better place to go. Whatever you are wearing and eating is not the right one. You have to go for a better one. So everyone is trying to, pull you down from what you exactly have right now. And so the advertisements, the marketing, the branding, when I said this, it just came to my mind. I was in the climate change conference in Egypt. And just from there, when I was going back to my country, India, I had to do everything, flight, train, bus, everything, because of some last minute changes. And I was sitting in this train and there was this big poster. And the poster was called the Black Friday sale. And the imagery of that poster was, there are people who are looking like zombies and who want to grab things. And their things are like fridge, refrigerator, washing machine, computers, laptop, phones, and things like that. And people are looking like zombies. They want to get it, And it made me think, what are we to these people who do the marketing? Are we simply clowns for them? Do these people who offer marketing think that human beings are nothing but zombies? Whatever we put to them, they have to just grab it. And they are circulating this message. You are a zombie. You need things. You can't live without these things. And the way it was picturized, I mean, if one of us will dress up in that manner and go out, people would say it's Halloween time. And it shocked me that it was being backed by some mega big industries who were promoting this, who were like sponsors and things like that. And I was like, what is the principle they are working with? So big companies, small companies, everyone, everything around is trying to tell us that you are not good enough if you are without me. Come and be my customer and then you'll be better. So when there is this big air, when there is this big infection, when there is this big COVID of you are less, you are not good enough, we have to take extra care for ourselves. We have to put on our mask, we have to put our all these things. The immunity care that we have to do for ourselves is very important. And the biggest antidote to dissatisfaction, the biggest antidote to something is missing, the biggest antidote to I was not good enough is gratitude. The moment I start taking this vaccine of gratitude, you take it one dose, second dose, many doses, you start seeing a big shift in the inner world. Let's say in medicine world, there is something called as placebo, right? Where somebody is given a proper medicine, the other person is just said to this person that, we are giving you medicine, but actually it's nothing. But it actually starts working in the person because he believes he has got the medicine. So we also have to tell our mind, let's try this one day. Let's try this one day. When I wake up, what I am grateful for. When I'm going to sleep, what I am grateful for. Just this much. And if we can do it right now, we were grateful for these 4 things. But if we start looking right now for today, just for today, a happy closure of the entire year, if I want to design my entire year, a new beginning, if I want to design it, what is the best way to design it? To make sure that it is definitely a good year. A wise planner would tell you that, design your Januaries like this, Februaries, and do this. And a very playful, adventurous spirit would tell you, just design a day first. Right? Because designing a month is like you have the spare time, the luxury of time to sit and design the whole year. And what if it doesn't go the way it should? What if you have planned for traveling to so and so place, but there is strike of all the transport means? What happens to your design? So this wild spirit, the child spirit, the toddler spirit will tell you, just design a day. And it makes sense. If every day out of 365 day is good, then I can say, yes, on an average, my year was good. So instead of taking a big task of, designing a year, we should just focus on designing the day. And designing the day begins with the morning. When I wake up, the first thing that I do will control or rule my inner space for a long time of the day. Let's say if I wake up in the morning and my first thought is, oh, I'm late. If we are smiling, which means we do this. Or maybe I wake up and I was like, why did my alarm didn't sound little louder? Why did I miss it? Then what will happen? This why, all these feelings would start to rule my day. because these are the first thoughts that I created. After a energizing sleep, when I wake up, the first act that I do is a very powerful act. So if I am very conscious the moment I wake up, I would be making the right choices of my thoughts, choosing my thought. Okay, it's late, no problem. I slept some more time today. Maybe I'll will be able to stretch the day again. It's okay. Let me take this time and empower myself with some very energizing, powerful affirmations. It could be any affirmation. Today, I'll be smiling to whoever comes my way. To whatever happens, I'll simply smile. Even if there's a big trouble, I'll smile it off. It could be something like, today, whatever happens, I'll only respond with love. So these could be certain affirmations that I can start my day with. And it doesn't matter in the whole day if I forget it once or twice. But it is very natural that because just after sleep I have taken this thought, this affirmation, my subconscious mind would now start to rule my day. The moment I'm going to get angry on someone, there would be some voice saying, but you remember you took this affirmation in the morning, you can't do this. And you'll be like, okay, tomorrow I'll tell this person. But by that time, tomorrow, the anger would go down. So the morning is the best time to design it. But to be able to design it in the morning, your night has to be very good. If I am sleeping with a very heavy mind, if I'm sleeping with a very heavy body, if I'm sleeping with a very heavy consciousness, it's not possible for me to wake up in the morning like this. In the morning, I'll be like, why did this morning come? So, how do I prepare myself before I go to sleep? Is by cleaning my system before I go to sleep. And what do I mean by cleaning my system? Like, for example, somebody is working on a computer. And if they simply just close it, the next time when you open it, it'll take time to open. Why? Because there was no proper closure of the day, of the system. So the proper closure means what? Close all the folders that are open, clean your recycle bin, refresh it, take out things from your C drive, which is making the things heavy, from the main space, and clean it. Just have a look. Looks clean, tidy. Okay, now close. So this we have to do with our own selves as well. Before I go to sleep, let me start looking into my days folder. How was my morning? How was my day? All these things that I did, how was it? Did I speak with everyone in the way that I should be speaking? Did I catch flu of negativity from somewhere? Or was I protecting myself at that point? So I have to prepare my night before I go to sleep. And when I do this, what I'm doing is actually I'm shutting my system gradually and not like slowly. And when I'm doing this slowly and gradually, the system, so the subconscious mind also starts understanding, oh, now it is going to close, 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 close. And if we close the system all of a sudden, oh, I'm very tired, I just want to go to sleep and sleep. So the next day when I wake up, it cannot be possible that I am fresh enough. How many of us, we should ask ourselves, how many of us, when we wake up, feel fresh? If we are not feeling fresh when we wake up, because sleep is for what? Why do we sleep? When you are sleeping, you don't earn money, you don't earn happiness, you are not learning anything. Why are you sleeping then? If life is all about earning, gaining, empowerment, there is no empowerment in the act of sleeping. Why are we doing it then? Exactly, to recharge the body. The system that I am using so much needs rest. Rest is the necessary energy which we don't realize. But how much do we prepare for this activity? We do prepare a lot for our food, which is maybe 20 minutes, 3 times a day. So how much is it? 1 hour. And sleep is at least 4 to 5 hours for someone, at least 8 hours for someone. And how much of the preparation have we done for this 8 hours? If we are preparing ourselves for a 3 hours journey, for a 4 hours work, are we preparing ourselves for 8 hours sleep? We don't do this because we think sleep will happen on its own. If you are super tired, you will sleep nicely. If you are super tired, you'll fall asleep fast, but you won't sleep nicely. There are two different phrases: falling asleep, and sleeping nicely. The words itself tells which one is more good to the ears, falling asleep or sleeping nicely. So this is what is a happy closure for the day, where I close my systems carefully, fully taking care of the system, and then taking maybe 2 minutes. Breathe in, breathe out, relax your system, relax all your organs, relax your mind, and then say, whatever I did today, I'm very grateful for that. Whether they are not very good actions, I'm still who I am for these actions. I have learned something from those. Tomorrow I won't do these things. Thank you. And with a chain of gratitude for the self, for the people that we met, for anything that I am grateful for, I finish my day and I go to sleep. Try this and see how is your morning tomorrow. When you wake up tomorrow morning, you would not know why you are smiling, but there would be a natural smile on the face. There would be a natural current in the body that will pull you out of the bed naturally. And you'll feel like, let me do something. Let me do something. There would be a lot of energy. Because I paid respect to my sleep, so the sleep actually empowered me. So this activity of recognizing the goodness is very important. It's like your immunity kit. The best closure of any activity, of any incident, of any day, of any year is gratitude. How much am I grateful for? What are the things that I'm grateful for? Who are the people I'm grateful for? What things, which people, if are not there today in my life, I would not feel very good. In a moment, these people, these things would come in front of us. But how many times am I feeling that gratefulness for these things? How much I am grateful for these people? This is a question that I need to ask myself. The second thing is that one is gratitude, and the second thing is recognition. The power to recognize. Sometimes we know what is right, what is wrong, and then it is easy for us to act accordingly. But what if I don't know what is right and what is wrong? People say you should change, but change into what? Okay, I'm ready to change, but what? Into what? Sometimes the word change, we start, this year should be a different year than my past year. I want to change, but change into what? Many of us start, I would say the December is like the month of change. Every day would be, next year onwards, I would not do this. Next year onwards, I would not meet this person. Next year. So it's like the December is not the month of living in December, but planning for January. It's like pre-January. We should change the name December into pre-January. Because we are pushing all that we can do today to next January. And then December starts feeling like, oh, but I am here. You're not treating me well. So we are designing things around change so much that we start to forget that change is just a process. It's not the product. Change is not the destination. It's the process. It's the procedure to that destination. Then what is that destination that I want to go? Happiness? That's also not the destination. If people think happiness is a destination, they'll never reach it, because you have kept happiness there and you are standing afar from it. You will not be able to reach there. So happiness is also not destination. Happiness is the way you walk on that path. For example, change is the path. Happiness is the way I walk on that path. From here to, let's say, to your house, you can walk like this, you can walk like this, you can drag yourself, somebody can pull you to your place. There are several ways of walking to that path. So happiness, agitation, irritation, frustration, peaceful, calm, these are all ways to walk on the path. The path is for me to choose which path I want to walk on. Whichever path I choose, I should be walking on that path in a manner that is either happy or peaceful, empowering for myself and for people who are watching me. If I am walking on the way with lot of happiness, whoever is watching me will believe that the path he is walking is the easy one. That's why he's happy. Maybe I should also take that path. For example, let's say if this is the space in our consciousness, okay, and think this space as a never entered forest, a forest that you have never entered inside. This is a forest. Our consciousness is like this. The first time you enter and first time you take a path, how would you go inside? You'll step on some big grasses, small grasses, with hands you'll try to move certain of the bushes, some hanging creepers, you'll make your space the first time when you are changing. That would be difficult. But even for the first time when you have done this, you'll leave a trail. The second time when you are again standing here and you want to go, will you look for a new path or you'll be able to recognize this? You'll recognize this at least a bit. Then you again start walking on this. The more number of times you walk on this, the path starts to take more concrete shape. And then there comes a time when grasses also won't, grow on that particular path. And when a new person is entering, they'll think, this is the path I should take, because somebody has gone from this path already. This is a prominent path. So let's say this is my consciousness and I want to have a very good 23. Can I start a new trail, which nobody around me is doing? Probably when I try to do this, people say, are you crazy? You're going inside the forest. Why? You have everything here. Why are you going into a forest? Don't do this. It's hazardous. It is dangerous. There would be many voices. Even if there are not voices from outside, there would be voices from inside telling you, what is the need of doing this? Life is so good. It's going on smooth. Why do we want to have some adventure in it? But the fun is going into the forest. The fun is not going in the city. From city, people go into the forest. So try this one day at least. If you do not enjoy this, at least recognize few things that empowered you throughout your walk. And be grateful for things that you found here. You found your own capacity. You found your adventurous self. You found so many things that you can be very grateful for. And then if you don't want to revisit it, it's okay. It could be an activity, let's say. For example, I want to start intermittent fasting from 1st January 2023. I have been eating 10 times a day. I mean, this could be a simple activity to start with. Or somebody, oh, I'm having 10 times coffee, I want to just have 2 times the coffee a day. So how do I start this journey into this? So it has to start with some difficulties. And once you do it with difficulties or less difficulties, whatever it is, everybody's jungle is different. At least what will happen is I will learn so many things about myself. I'll be able to recognize so many things about myself. What are the things that pulled me when I wanted to have my intermittent fasting? Was it somebody eating bothering me much? Or was it just fruits kept there calling me? Or was it just like all the time the noises in my stomach calling me? What was that was pulling me from my track of adventure? This is something that I have to experience. At least if I did once, I know what are the pros and cons of taking this track. If I want to take a different track, I just have the next day to take a different one. But if I think it was quite a smooth one and I learned so many things from this, let me go on that again and again. This is how we develop routines. Now, in the word routines, there's a route. You take a route several times and then it becomes your routine. And once you have repeated your routine several times, it becomes your habit. You said you would hear these phrases. I didn't know when I said that. Oh, it's in my habit. Did I say that? Oh, I didn't realize. So it's like habit. Your habit is to, while you're going out, you will take your coat. But it's summers, you don't need a coat. All your coats are back in your cupboards. But because of that habit. So routines developed into habits. And then after a certain point of time, the habits would become part of me. They'll become so natural that they'll become my belief systems. And then to change these habits is very difficult. It is easy to change them when they are still habits. It's easier to change them when they are routines. It's even easier to change them when I'm just thinking about something. So this is how I start designing my day. This is how I start designing my week, month, and year. A new beginning needs this: courage and creativity. I have to be courageous that I can do something new, and creativity. If I believe that I'm like a seed, have you seen a big tree coming out of a little seed? But where is that tree inside that seed? If you cut that seed, you can't see that tree. And if you tell some very little person or someone who is very new, say, this big tree came from this little thing. They'll say, are you crazy? It's so big and this is so small. How can they fit? But that's a fact. The power of creativity in that little seed could actually result into such a big tree. We each one are like seeds. We have so much capacity and potential. We have so much of creativity in each one of us that we don't know how many wonders we can create. Just like the seed, if you put the seed on top of the soil, will it grow? If you put it very deep inside the soil, will it grow? It just needs the right depth. Similarly, I, the seed, need the right introversion to let my latent energies come out. The introversion or the time to reflect. Sometimes we go into so much of reflection that we just don't want to come out of it. We are so happy just thinking. And then what happens? The seed will never grow. And you say, I plan a lot, but nothing grows into reality. Last year also I planned, but it didn't happen. Because maybe While digging the pit for the seed to be sown, I kept on digging, just planning, a lot of planning, went into too much reflection, too much in-depth thinking, and then there was no sunlight. So what we need is to know what is the right depth. Because I have taken this path many times, I know where I start falling. So that's why the right in-depth, the right introversion, the right reflection, the right amount of meditation, the right amount of action, there has to be a balance. So the destination is this balance. Destination is not happiness. Happiness is the way I walk on this path to achieve balance, to achieve harmony. Harmony is where everything is in right proportion. You know harmony so well. Where every note is in the right mixture, in the right proportion. So to achieve this harmony, to be in harmony is the aim, but happiness is the way. And for that, something needs to change. And for that, I have to recognize the things that I am grateful for. I am good at. I need support. I should be courageous to ask for it. So this is something, then again like the seed, just if you put it into the soil, it won't grow. It needs what? What does it need next? It needs water and sun and air also. If you put it very deep, it won't get air. And if you put it very deep, it won't get the sunlight. So what is this water, sun? What is this light and air? So the soil is introspection time or planning time. Then the water is, what is water? What is water? In the case of seed or this living seed, water is love. If I love my plan regularly, I need to love my idea. Even if nobody stands, nobody understands, I need to love my idea. If I am not loving it enough, how will it grow? Am I giving time? Giving time is also a way of loving it. Doing something for it is also like loving it. Am I loving it enough? So the water of love is needed for the seed to grow. And then you need light. What is that light? It's very easy. Light is energy. Need energy. Energy in sense of from people. They're good wishes. Good wishes are energy. Just like bad wishes are also energy. So that's bad energy and this is good energy. So you need good energy. You also need energy, light. But this is not the light I'm talking about that you can get from people. The seed which you have sown inside the soil doesn't require light coming from your car or from your home. Which light does it need? The light that doesn't belong to this world. It's the light from the sun. It doesn't belong to this world, yet everything on this world is a result of that light. Similarly, the ideas, the plan, the missions and visions that I carry for myself needs that light. The light of that divine wisdom. The light of that spiritual wisdom that I cannot get from each one of us. I cannot give it to you, you cannot give it to me because we didn't have it. It comes only from that one source. And so I need to go into reflection to connect with that light and nurture the seed with love from that light. And then the seed would start growing. Then you don't have to think whether it will grow or not. If I'm doing these three things, it will grow. The seed would start breathing. and gradually the seed would emerge into a big tree. So now we will do a little activity, a final one. On your paper, just put a dot somewhere. Let's say this is your paper, put a dot in the middle. Okay? Do you have here's pad and pen. Yeah. Pad and pen. You'll enjoy it. And if you are watching online, you can do it also. Take a pad and pen and put a dot in the middle of the paper and try to draw as many straight lines as possible from the center to the edge. As many as straight lines you can draw from the center to the edge. 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and then 1. Finish. Very good. Perfect. So, yeah, you can do it. So, can you show your pictures? Very good. Very nice. Okay. You also did it. Very good. So, now what we will do is take another page or maybe a space next to it, put another dot in the middle. And this time when I start counting, I'll count until 15 seconds. 15. Okay? And you have to draw straight lines from the edge to the middle. Okay? 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and then 1. Did you won? Yeah? So can you show it now? Okay. So what is your experience while doing it? Huh? You have to think. Okay, very good. This one was more difficult. Yes, and what else? What else? you you missed the dot, exactly. The lines might not meet at the center. You will have less number of lines than the first one. You will be slower in this one, but you'll be very fast in this one. And what did you say? You have to think that, oh, I must reach there. So this is our life. We are so used to expand. We are so used to start thinking and expand that the moment I give you a word, butter, you start finishing a gourmet dinner for someone. But if I say, can we collect? To come to the center is difficult. Which means from center to expand, to come into action, from introspection to come into action is easy. But can I collect myself once my work is done? Can I collect myself once the conversation is finished? Can I leave it where it was and come back to the self as the pure being I am? Irrespective of the things that I was supposed to do or the roles I am playing. Just come into the seed. This is practice. But once you are practicing it good enough, when you show somebody the picture, they would say, I don't know which one is which one. Which one is from center to edge and which one is from edge to center. Why? Because you've practiced it so nicely that it has become a part of you. So to come into action and getting into silence and coming into silence and coming into action becomes such natural to one that you don't see this person like, oh, why is he so silent? This is how he is. This is how they are. So this is the practice that I would leave everyone with to think on, right? To churn on and to design your everyday with this model. Now, why I could have done it myself and you could have said, yes, 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 no, 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 no. But why it is good for us to do it? Because when we do something with our own hands, when we write something, it goes into our subconscious mind. And that's why children, when they are taught ABCD not just by audio, they also write. The poetries and the stories that you have simply heard, you might forget. But things that you have written become part of your muscle memory. So this, because you have done now, is your muscle memory. A bit of it. But to practice it is again, whether you want to or not, there's a choice to change. Whether you want to conquer this difficulty and make it natural is again a choice. And so with this thought, I would like each one of us to, share a moment of reflection. And in case if you want to have a discussion or a question, or if there is a question in the YouTube, yeah, is there? Then we can have it.
Now or later?
Yeah, now.
So the question is, you spoke about connecting and bringing everything in one point. It's regarding closure, and what they're really asking is how effectively and powerful we can bring closure to something that is on our mind for a long time.
So as I said, it is about practice. Let's say if I am victim of a incident, let's say I was fired from my office yesterday. No, I was not, because I didn't. I'm just assuming a situation. I was fired from my office yesterday. So if I'm trying to put a closure to this incident, why did this happen? Why me? It might be difficult for me to do it just today, because I do not have this art of finishing or closing it at the point. I simply started today drawing my lines back to the center. But if I am practicing this quite often, and then let's say I am doing this every day 5 times, centering myself to just being who I am and not defining myself with the roles and activities that I am playing. I am not this job. This job is just an 8 hours part of my life every day. But this is not me. If I am able to connect with my reality every day, if I'm able to bring myself to this truth every day, let's say after 2 months I am fired, if this situation comes, I would be able to handle it better. To close it, it will be easier. And let's say if this happens and I'm practicing for 2 years, and after 2 years I'm fired from this job, what I'll say, it's good. I have already a better option for me, or maybe I'll go for traveling, something. So it is all dependent on the practice. Now, what if this activity has happened? I am fired from the office and I came inner space today in the evening and I realized, oh, I missed this practice and now I am the victim of thinking wrong has happened to me. Can I use the first activity of recognizing what I was grateful for in this job? Because the gratitude is, as I said, is the antidote to dissatisfaction. Gratitude helps us to not go into the world of darkness, but it stops us from going into that depth. And the more I'm grateful for, the more I start coming back up, 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 up. So recognizing my gratefulness, what I'm grateful for, whatever situation I'm grateful for, will help me a lot. And so I have to recognize and be grateful for. There's a very good saying, it says, it doesn't matter if you fall. Remember to pick up something. each time I fall, I need to pick up something. If I fall and just come up and fall again, it's of no use. But if I fall and if I've taken up one lesson from that fall is very good. So I have to be very grateful for that fall also, because I learned few things from it. And none of us sitting here is all because of the boxes we have ticked. We are here with a lot of boxes that we are able to tick, some boxes that we were like, so we are a mixture of all of it. So it has to be with practice, and it has to be with gratitude, and it has to be with patience. Have to have patience. So, any other question? So let's go into reflection. Now, in this meditation, we will use our creativity. Are you ready to use your creativity? Seeds? How many of you are ready to use it? Yeah? Okay. So sit very relaxed, and those you who are watching online, again, sit very relaxed, keep your phone aside. We will just take 5 minutes of yours. Take a deep breath. Breathe in and gently breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and gently breathe out. As I am breathing, I am able to realize I can manage my breathing. I can manage the way I want to breathe. Similarly, I'm able to manage my thoughts. I start drawing all my attention from all that I was hearing or experiencing into this moment. I am very grateful for the air that I breathe. I'm very grateful to the trees that produce this oxygen which all life forms are breathing in. The next time I see a tree, my gratitude for it would reflect in my eyes. I am grateful for the water that I drink. The way I treat water is my way to show my respect to it. I feel grateful for every person in my life who have helped me become the person that I am. A unique individual. I thank each one for whatever role they are playing, good or bad. It is helping me shape my life. I'm grateful to myself that I am creating this energy of gratefulness, gratitude, and I'm sharing this energy of gratitude, adding it to the energy of the world. I am grateful to that supreme light that unconditionally guides me, provides me with love, care, understanding, and peace. I am a being of peace, radiating gratitude. I am a being of peace. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Shantanu, for the wonderful talk and all the tools and tips given. Our next week event is a special event next week, the 17th of January, Tuesday, and the topic for the event is breaking barriers. The leaflet is available on the reception, and this event is Lovena Tandon conversation with Sister Jenti, and we're marking this event also as World Religion Day, so special event. And timing for that is arrivals and networking from 5:30 to 6 p.m. and from 6 to 7:30 is the main program. So everybody is welcome, and you can invite and bring your friends and family if you would like. And once again, thank you for coming today and joining us, and thank you to our online viewers. And have a safe journey back home. And before we go, a product of the week is Moving On, is available in the shop. So if anybody would like, please browse through on your way out. Thank you.